What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Keto Freak. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because it's free. I'm coming at y'all with something different today, you hear me? I'm coming at y'all with the disappearance of an FBI most wanted 16-year-old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And one of my supporters had sent me this. I thought the green screen went up. But one of my supporters had sent me this, and he told me to react to it. Shout out Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn, I love you. You feel me? One of the most loyalest motherfuckers who been rocking with me ever since day one, bro. I love you, my boy. Appreciate it. But some of this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, he told me to react to it. I told him I got him, you heard me? So I'm finna react to this hoe. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of interested in the FBI, you know what I'm saying, the 16. I be watching like J videos and shit, bro. Them bitches be interesting. Like the documentaries and shit, bro. I literally be sitting there just listening to this shit, bro. Like I like to be up on game, up on season, you feel me? You know, it's a lot of shit that like a lot of people won't tell y'all, you feel me, that happened behind closed doors, like for the presidents and shit. Man, I just be staying in my own lane, bro. I'm like shit like this interests me though. Like I be paying attention close as hell to them series, like Netflix series, like Double Agent. No, The Night Agent. I think it's called The Night Agent. You got Shooter. You know what I'm saying? All the motherfuckers who be like the president and shit, bro. I be paying attention to the motherfuckers, bro, on God. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be paying attention to them shows, but some of them bitches be real. But if you new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, you heard me? I appreciate all the love and support, bro. I appreciate y'all niggas for rocking with a young boy. You feel me? I get off of doing one thing, I hop on to do another. I'm on my grind, man. Ain't nothing to talk about, ain't nothing to say. I gotta thug it out, man. It is what it is. Make sure I'm gonna triple what I did this year, though, y'all. Mark my words, man. And IRL coming soon, bro, with Jay. Real soon, bro. Real soon. Sooner than y'all probably think.
Flying in a stolen airplane, Colton's mission was
For
to
real.
escape the United States into Canada. But as he quickly glanced at the gauges, oh my god, the plane's running out of gas. But he couldn't land at the airport. There'd be federal agents there waiting to arrest his ass. So he finds a flat patch within the mountains, lines up the plane, puts down the flaps, prays to God, and now, thank God he'd actually made it out alive, because Colton didn't have his pilot's license.
This nigga is 16,
never
bro.
even flown an airplane, because Colton was 16 years old, stealing over 6 airplanes while committing 67 felonies in 3 different countries on the run from the FBI for 3 years. Colton Harris Moore is the most badass kid outlaw I've ever read about. Hold that seat tight, because it's gonna be a wild ride. Now, Colton Harris Moore was never the cool kid in school. The bullies picked on him, nobody talked to him, and all he wanted was what the other kids had: a clean pair of shoes, a simple haircut.
Bro, you bully niggas, bro. Stop bullying niggas. That shit not cool. Do niggas still bully niggas nowadays, bro? That shit is not cool. You weak ass niggas, bro. Stop doing that shit, bro. Real shit. That shit not cool, bro. Why is you bullying a nigga, bro? You get satisfied, like your dick get hard or some shit, my nigga. Nigga, dick get hard from bullying niggas or something. Like, what's up with y'all niggas, man?
Parents who just gave a shit. But his mom was an alcoholic. His dad never paid the child support. He lived in a trailer park and was forced to scrounge for food. But one day, as the bullies were picking a fight with Colton, the new kid in class stands up to all of them. A kid that had just got out of a 2-year sentence from juvenile hall, Harley Ironwing Davidson. Now, just like Colt, Harley's dad was out of the picture, his mom was a junkie, but Harley had the trappings of wealthy parents: a new pair of shoes, a laptop, and hell, even an iPod. You see, Harley at the age of 16 had served 2 years for residential burglary, and they were all stolen. Now, Colton had stolen food from the neighbors, but to have everything a kid in the early 2000s would want for free, it was enticing, and Harley was going to teach him.
Nah, that's crazy.
Back at midnight, Harley shows him how to pick a lock, find the hidden spare keys, and lays down some basic rules. Don't rob somebody's house if you know who lives there, don't turn on the lights, if you ever get caught or spotted, just run, and never feel guilty. As per Harley's own words, remember, this ain't hurting nobody, everything I've stolen is insured.
Hey, man. Hey, you little nigga. Hey, you little nigga. You come in my house thinking you finna steal some shit. Hey, boy. Hey, don't talk about don't feel bad. Well, hey, I ain't gonna feel bad. I ain't gonna feel bad then, nigga.
They'll just reimburse it through their insurance and get something even better. Wise words from someone who's clearly dealt with an insurance company. Breaking into dozens of homes over the courses of weeks, Colton's thrill was being able to just eat a good meal, play some video games, and take the spare change you found as lunch money. Now, Colton knew this was bad, but then again, he wasn't hungry anymore, and life was good. But you gotta ask, Where were the police in all of this with kids robbing dozens of homes? Well, the San Juan Islands, where they're from, has extreme wealth division. 1 in 3 homes in the area are vacation homes, meaning that's a lot of empty houses all year round. The perfect place for residential burglary. But for Colton back at home, life was actually getting worse. His mom is now physically addicted to alcohol. He had tried to check her in the rehab. She said no. He had brought AA handbooks.
And one thing, bro, if an alcoholic don't want to help himself, it's over with for that nigga. Sorry for whoever got alcoholics and shit, but not for real, bro. I ain't joking, I ain't trolling, bro. Alcoholic don't want to help himself. Like, if they don't see that they're alcoholic, bro, it's over. Like, literally, like somebody from the outside could see an alcoholic being like, bro, you're an alcoholic. You feel me? Like, nigga, you OD, you need help. But a person that's an alcoholic, if they don't see that they are alcoholic, bro, nigga, it's over. It's no saving them.
Burned them in front of his face, and Child Protective Services were called dozens of times after physical fights broke out between the two. All he wanted was his mom to get her act together so he could be a normal kid and not force the scrounge for food. But no. She would throw him out in the streets to survive on his own, and he would set up a tent in the middle of the forest, and there you go, at the age of 15. Now, as the neighbors noticed their fridge was being raided of frozen pizza and tendies, the murmurs of a mysterious boy who only broke in just to eat spread fast across the island. But other neighbors noticed a lot more than just frozen tendies gone missing. At the crack of dawn, the FBI bust down the door at his mom's house. They had a warrant in hand for Colton Harris Moore, and it wasn't for stealing frozen tendies, but for committing identity theft. His mom was shocked. No way it could have been sweet little Colt. He didn't even live at the house anymore. The FBI called BS on that, searched the home, and yeah, Colt really didn't live there. Now, tracking a scent with bloodhounds, they go deep into the woods and come across a tent stuffed at the brim. And as they unzip the door with their pistols drawn out, piles of stuff falls out. We're talking laptops, boxes of jewelry, telescopes, credit cards, driver's licenses, checkbooks.
Oh, no, nigga, that nigga hit the lottery. That boy hit the lottery.
And it all linked back to Colt.
Shit!
But Colt himself was nowhere to be found. Once the trail had gone cold, the feds wrapped it up and called it a day. He was still hiding in that forest. Now, the next morning, a handwritten note shows up on his mom's doorstep. Cops are here. Everything's on lockdown. I'm leaving for Weeachee, won't be back. Cops want to play, huh? Well, it's no little game. It is war. Colt had watched the whole thing go down from far away. Now, although the sheriff's there locally...
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That shit kind of fire, though. I ain't gonna lie, little nigga, you fire, bro. This nigga has a telescope, bro, looking at these niggas from far. My nigga, he couldn't have been nowhere close because the dogs would have smelt them. So that's tough. My nigga, I'll give you your flowers. But stop doing that badass shit, nigga. You 16, nigga. I ain't encouraging that shit, but that shit fire, though. That shit fire.
Would bring in professional manhunters, made multiple warrants for his arrest, and placed wanted posters all over town. And Colton knew he couldn't go back home. He was truly on his own. And for a town that didn't have a lot going on, everyone was focused on trying to catch him. Now he started stealing cars and boats and purchased lockpicks and night vision.
How the fuck you steal a boat, my nigga?
He would hide out in the empty homes when the FBI helicopters were overhead.
This nigga was a professional
several homes he was in the middle of breaking into and managed to escape every time. Homeowners came back to seeing Colt just chilling on their couch, only to vanish out the door the next without a trace. And the local newspaper was listing burglaries by the day for months. So to outrun the FBI with professional manhunters for months at the age of 15, I'm not gonna condone it, but that's impressive.
That's what I was just saying, boy. That's, hey, boy, you fire. You fire, boy. Stop doing that shit, nigga. Part of me want to say, stop doing that shit, little nigga. Part of me want to say, keep doing that shit. No, don't do that shit, bro. Richard, don't do that shit.
For as smart as we think Colt is,
shit,
he had one nasty habit, leaving the lights on. And when residents noticed the lights on in the one neighbor's house who was gone on vacation, they called the cops. Now, dozens of officers surrounded the home. Without the sirens and lights, he couldn't run this time, and he had been caught red-handed. Now, at the age of 16, any charges Colton would face would not show up on his record as an adult. Theoretically, he could still turn his life around. And while his mom often made excuses for his criminal behavior, this time, the kid was gonna have to face the music. So Colton was guilty to 3 counts of residential burglary, and with this history of evading the FBI for months at a time, sentenced to 3 years at a maximum security juvenile jail. And the entire town could sleep at night. Now, while in juvenile jail, Colton once again was the weird kid. Kids pushed him around, stole his commissary money, but these weren't just kids this time. They were full-on gang members.
I'm a wigger, So go figure. I'm just
So he isolates himself and filled his days reading about
Shit,
flying
man.
airplanes and focused on his schoolwork. His grades got better. He did as he was told. He had planned to get a college degree once he got out, and it seemed that with some structure, he was actually going to change for the better. So in 10 months of this good behavior, he was transferred into a fenceless group home, the kid that had outrun the FBI. But now with the freedom to wear the clothes he wanted and be around kids who weren't in there for violent assault
Yeah, that nigga finna go crazy again.
charges, Colt was flourishing. And although he still had 2 years left in his
He
sentence,
finna go crazy again.
it felt like he was given another chance at life. As the guards did their midnight body count, they noticed the window unlocked. The bed was empty. Colton was missing. He had escaped with an hour head start. Now,
That
frightening
nigga
news
tough,
struck
boy.
fear into the locals. Residents were furious. The kid they'd spent all of this time trying to catch, and to think that he wouldn't escape. I mean, come on. His mom went to the press and pleaded for him to turn himself in, and Colt was left with two choices. Now, escaping from juvenile jail could add up to 4 years on top of your sentence, but the police were so desperate to catch him because of the whole goose chase, they publicly said they would only give him an additional 28 days if he turned himself in. So he'd get out at 19, start his life with nothing on his record, or hide his
I ain't gonna lie, bruh. This nigga was just, but this nigga different.
identity with the warrant out for his arrest
Nigga
for the
different.
rest of his life. And as a
Oh, God.
17-year-old kid now, with his brain not fully developed, the kid kept running. So with the heat on his mom's house, Colt thought maybe his old friend Harley Ironwing Davidson could give him a place to hide out, maybe even some help. But soon he found out that Harley was now in prison. He had tried to steal a 1,000-pound safe from his mom's church. So with nowhere to go, Colt began breaking into homes, purchasing the lockpicks, the night vision goggles with stolen credit cards, all to make his burglaries even easier. And for 3 months, Colt is breaking into dozens of homes, and the police have no idea where he's at. Until the police were in pursuit of a Mercedes-Benz driving 100 miles an hour down the road. Now the car
Bro, why is my nigga, little nigga? Why is you driving 100 miles per hour and you hot like this, my nigga? Why is you driving 100 miles per hour and you hot? Bro, slow you. I would have been extra careful. Y'all niggas be driving 100 miles per hour and shit, and y'all be hot as hell. Like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing, bro?
veered off in the parking
Calm
lot,
down,
crashed
bro.
into a tree. And when police pulled up, it looked as if the driver had jumped out of the car while it was moving and ran off into the forest. Now inside the car, they found a backpack that was filled with the stolen credit cards, driver's licenses, night vision goggles, and a digital camera that had these photos on it. It was Colton Harris Moore with that goddamn Mona Lisa smile. And soon the image was on wanted posters all over the county. Now, throughout that summer, hundreds of residents called 911 with encounters and sightings of Colt. He even had encounters with the police, but every time he kept getting away. But how was that possible? You might ask. It's estimated that 80% of all burglaries are committed by people on drugs. But Colt, he was sober. Every house he broke into always had the alcohol untouched. He didn't have a car, so they couldn't pull him over. He lived off of the grid, and most importantly, the kid was young and healthy. But as the legend of Colton Harris Moore grew with his
That
Facebook
nigga,
fan
boy, that
page of
nigga different.
15,000 members, the town was on edge. The gun shop sold out of ammos and shotguns. Security cameras were placed everywhere, and residents assumed every crime in the town was Colt's fault. I mean, a 17-year-old burglar with nothing left to lose? Yeah, that's gonna keep you up at night. Stalking
that
the
nigga
local
foul,
airport
boy.
on the Orcas Islands for days. Colt was hiding out in the forest,
Nigga foul.
watching the takeoffs and landings. He knew when the staff worked, where they would be at, and took action. Before sunrise, he walked up to a brand new Cessna 182 Skyline. He had flown this plane in video games hundreds of times. He had knew roughly how to fly it, maybe even how to start it. He found the keys on the seat, read the owner's manual, rolled the plane out to the runway, and without much thought, started the engine and took off. Now, flying into the mountains, Colton couldn't believe it. That adrenaline burst of actually flying a plane without a license. Now, you may wonder,
Man, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that shit, bro. R.I.P. Kobe. I'm not doing that shit, bro. I'm not doing it, bro. Real shit. I swear to God. Give me a parachute. I'm not doing that shit, even with a parachute. Because if I parachute in the fucking ocean or water or some shit, I'm dead. I can't swim. I be thinking about the worst, bro.
how is this possible? Wouldn't air traffic
It's
control
over.
see a random plane that never reported itself and maybe think it's a little suspicious? Well, in America, if you don't cross any restricted flying areas and stay under 18,000 feet, you're free to fly wherever the fuck you want. But you see, in flying, landing is the hardest part. And once Colt looked at the gas gauge and realized he was almost out because he never checked it before he left, he needed to land now. So he finds a flat patch within the mountains, lines up the plane, prays to God, and The landing gear was destroyed, the propeller was twisted up, and once Colt woke up from being knocked out, he threw up all over the plane. After 6 months of no reported break-ins or burglaries within the area, locals thought Colt maybe was done, maybe even dead, but his war against the police was still very on. So arriving in the town 6 months later, he gets into a police car, he steals the officer's cell phone, ticket book, breathalyzer, laptop, and his MP50.
Now whoever cop that is, hey bro, he don't need to be in that bitch no more. Fuck you. You 12 anyways, I already don't fuck with you. This just added fuel to the fire. Get him out the office, bro. Whoever the fuck who in that uniform, take that shit out.
Assault rifle with the box of rounds. So far, Colt
this nigga took this nigga ammo, my nigga.
But now he was armed. Who knew what he was capable of?
Nah, this nigga dangerous.
Into a corner because of everything that he's done. You know, if he has a weapon, I wouldn't put it past him to use it.
Now, while some saw the act as daring, others loved that a kid was sticking it to the cops, living life on his terms, a Robin Hood that didn't give back to the poor, but instead had a fan club selling merch with his face on it. And Colton made sure to give his fans a great show.
No, so that nigga fire, boy.
$250,000 boat and heads towards the Friday Harbor. There, he stalks the local airport and steals a $1 million airplane. This time, he made sure it was filled with gas and crash lands it all the way back on the Orcas Islands. Now, the police knew he was there on the Orcas Islands, maybe at the airport or the dock. Somehow, he gets through the police barricade, steals a twin-engine boat, goes full speed all the way up towards Canada, and illegally crosses the border. So over the course of a week, he commits some more burglaries, steals a couple more cars.
Bro, you can't arrest a nigga in Canada, bro. I don't think you can arrest a nigga if you cross the border, bro. I'm just being honest. Am I wrong, bro? I don't think so. Bro.
And road trips all the way across to Creston, Canada, literally the middle of North America. There, he steals an Escalade and heads down the Bonnevers Ferry.
All right, bro. Now you stealing shit in Canada, nigga.
This is a kid doing all of this. Now, the one smart thing Colt never did was fill his car up with gas at a gas station. You know, they have security cameras, they track the cars. Easily, the police could see where you are probably going. So if a car ran out of gas that Colt stole, he would just leave it there, break into another one, and steal that until he got to his next spot. Pretty smart kid, honestly. A day later, he steals another airplane and flies all the way from Idaho back to Granite Falls, Washington, where he actually lands the plane safely.
The fuck is he starting all these cars, bro?
Now, pretty soon, the local hometown once again had a huge burst in burglaries. He's doing the usual, living in the empty vacation homes, eating stolen tendies, and also bringing a ton of heat. You see, aircraft theft is one of the rarest forms of theft in the world. Now, rumors at the time were that it was some rogue pilot who had stolen the plane to go on a quick trip to impress some girl he was seeing, but they couldn't be any more wrong. It was a kid. Now, even
that's
with
crazy.
The police swarming his hometown, Colt starts breaking into grocery stores, stealing thousands of dollars in cash, and leaving footprints with the tagging, "See ya." Now, he's doing all of this barefoot, and the media christened him with the name the Barefoot Bandit.
A stolen airplane and grocery store burglary, complete with telltale chalk outlines of bare feet. Folks on Washington State's San Juan Islands worried the burglar known as the Barefoot Bandit has returned.
First, I thought it was a joke.
Police think the burglary is the handiwork of Colton Harris Moore. The teen is suspected of stealing airplanes, boats, and luxury cars and breaking into dozens of homes and businesses in the area, only to disappear into the woods without a trace.
Now, people fell in love with Colt. He had a huge fan base. Mind you, it's 2010.
Shit, I'm a fan, nigga. I'm a fan.
The recession's still on, bankers got bailed out, corporations got billions, the common man was kind of screwed out of all of it. So in rejection of all of that, Colt took life into his own hands and was living life on his own terms, outsmarting not only the police and the DHS and the FBI, but the government itself. Though by now, city officials on the island informed all of the residents that there were now dozens of armed bounty hunters stalking the forest looking for Colt, creeping in their backyards, searching in the empty homes.
Bounty hunters is crazy though. Like, for a little kid, though, that just lets you know that nigga the truth.
But Colt was already long gone. On the morning of May 30th, 2010, a letter shows up on the front doorstep of an Oregon animal hospital. Drove by, had some extra cash. Please use this money for the care of the animals. Colton Harris Moore, aka the Barefoot Bandit. For his legion of Facebook fans, I gotta say, that's a smooth move. I mean, who could hate a kid that was from a rough home who just loved some animals? But what it really implied was, you can't catch me. Because Colt had stolen a full-on racing boat and drove all the way towards Oregon, where he had talked over the phone with some attorneys about selling the rights to his life story for a potential movie. But people knew the story just couldn't end well. We're talking stolen planes, stolen guns, stolen boats. So another attorney's office comes forward and makes a deal with Colt. Now you see, an anonymous donor said that if Colt turns himself in, Colt would get $50,000. And the attorney's office...
Bro, $50,000 for everything he did, nigga, that ain't... Man, fuck out my favorite that little ass shit, nigga. I'm still running. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You already ain't got nothing to lose, Colt. 50,000 ain't enough, bro. Not for what he did, bro. You know how much they gonna make out that movie, bro? Nigga, cause I'm interested in that nigga now, bro. No cap. I'm interested in the nigga now. So you just imagine if they made a movie on this shit.
Office would represent him at court, all for free. But that deal was to expire within 5 days. We're talking about a fugitive collecting his own bounty. Unheard of. But 5 days later, not a word from Colt, and that anonymous donor is still to this day unknown. Now, the FBI was showing up to his mom's house every day, searching the home, warning her that harboring a fugitive, it's a felony. But all she wanted to know was her son even alive? And she would fall deeper into the pit of alcoholism. Now, over the course of a week, he starts stealing several more cars and starts road tripping all the way to Yankton, South Dakota. Now, arriving at midnight, he needed a place to kind of hang out. So he cased out several...
I know that nigga mama scratch, boy.
He found the one with no cars in the driveway. He thought if they weren't home by midnight, they were probably gone on vacation. Hungry and filthy, he puts his clothes in the washer at the house. He heats up the oven and makes some frozen tendies for himself. He goes upstairs, gives himself a haircut with the trimmer he found. And he finally hopped in the shower to relax after a long week of road tripping. At 3 a.m., the Clark family had come back from a long vacation. With their eyes half asleep, they headed inside the house with their bags ready to just pass out. But something was off. The TV was still on. Jello containers were stacked on the floor. Frozen tendies were heated up. Now, as the dad walks into all of the rooms, he notices at the end of the hallway, the bathroom door is slightly open. And as he reaches out to open the door, it slams shut. The dad, a 340-pound dude, muscles the door open until a naked man covered in lotion sprints towards out the basement. Now the dad's chasing, get out of the house, get out of the house. And by the time he got to the basement with his adrenaline pumping, a red laser pops up on his chest. Colt let it be known that he was armed. Now the dad locks the basement, runs to the car with his family inside, breaking the garage door as he's backing out, and heads over to his neighbor's house to call 911. Now, Colt's freaking out. He doesn't know what to do. His clothes were still in the washer. I mean, he's literally trapped in the basement. Minutes later, as the officers swarmed the house on the lookout for a naked man covered in lotion with a gun, there was no way on God's green earth Colt was going to get out of this one. But once the SWAT team bashed in the door and the K-9s were let loose, and after an hour of searching every nook and cranny of that house, no one was inside. So with the forest close by, bloodhounds and helicopters with thermal cameras are searching all over the area. But Colt had escaped. And this time it was close. Holy. Now you see Colt had smashed the washer.
Oh, this is crazy. This nigga is fire. This nigga is fire, bruh. But y'all definitely gotta wait for part 2. But this nigga is fire. Bro, I'm loving this shit. Keep sending me more of these, bro. Real shit.